least is contributing to some level of biodiversity conservation. Why? Naturally, a tree is a habitat. It may be a place for habitat for termites, for birds, for any other kind of insects, and that in itself is biodiversity conservation. It is offering a home. But then a tree offers a lot more than that, through the way it controls erosion, through the way it provides fertility for the soil, and probably I should say that indigenous tree species are more preferred than exotic in the local setting because of what they can do in biodiversity conservation. First of all, they are better adapted to the local climate and so can survive longer. If you realize, most of the indigenous tree species that we are talking about are trees that take long to mature, and in the process they are able to provide more for longer. In that way, as we know the components, probably let's look at the indigenous tree species first of all, such as the Homosesio, as it is locally known, which is Albizia coriaria especially, or even Albizia indica. They are all indigenous here, and they contribute a lot to the local setting. There is the Homosambia, which is also known as the macamia. It is a tree that is generally known for boundary marking, but contributes a lot to beekeeping, and it is a timber tree. It takes a long time. Preferably the shortest time you should harvest it at is 30 years if you have played its part. There are trees like Myzopsis seminae. It's a little shorter growing, 20 years, 25, but also close to 30. And it will give you good timber, but it brings a cooling effect. All these trees, I'm not leaving out the Prunus africana, which are medicinal. I'm not leaving out Erythrina abyssinica, which is Omokoho. Probably there is another which is Mbina, and several species have been used here as cultural species. Some of them are medicinal. They treat either cancers, they treat reproductive health challenges, they treat even mild flus and coughs. Natural trees will do that, and I think they are normally preferred because of those benefits, but also the fact that they do a lot in control of erosion and in providing better fertility for the soil. Some of these trees are actually nitrogen fixing trees. The Albizia, even the Abyssinica, they do a lot in nitrogen fixing, and once you have those trees on your land, you will be sure that you can get a better harvest, for example, of the other crops. That is why we normally encourage people not to do away with all the trees on their land. People tend to remove trees because they think that the trees provide too much shade. But if you provide a relatively fair level of trees within your garden, you should be able to achieve a lot for less, because you'll be able to obtain some